If you ask Andrew Cuomo if these are orders, he will say yes. But if you ask a legal scholar if they are orders, he will say no. The governor does not have the authority to order any of this. Can the governor use his bully pulpit? Nobody uses a bully pulpit better than Andrew Cuomo. He uses it brilliantly to cajole, to entice, to intimidate. That's what leaders should do. But when he says this is an order and if you don't obey it, there'll be criminal sanctions, he's got to go back to Constitutional Law 101. Because only the legislature...
So we're talking more PR than we're talking about actual...
Only the legislature can enact behavioral modes. Now I'm using an amorphous phrase because I don't know what it is. Is it a rule? Is it a law? If the legislature enacts it, it's a law that has criminal consequences if you defy it. When the governor issues a decree, there can be no criminal consequences for defying it. You may be shamed. You may be embarrassed.
What about sanctions? Can you be fined?
If you were fined, it would have to be some sort of an administrative fine, which means your behavior is violating some pre-existing administrative regulation. Example, he's closing the restaurants.
Right.
If a restaurateur opens up and because there's no health inspection, that would be the way to fine the person, not because the governor decreed you shall be closed, but because you're violating a pre-existing health regulation. That's a bit of a catch-22, but it would be a way to impose some sort of an administrative sanction. But restraint of freedom, meaning criminal prosecution, forget about it.
Last week, or actually earlier this week, when the governor permitted 2,500 people to assemble in front of Newark City Hall without social distancing or masks, people peacefully there, angry, expressing outrage at the torture and death of George Floyd, as they have every right to do. He cheered them on. And when someone said to him, well, wait a minute, you blocked 25 people from gathering in a small town in northwest New Jersey, which happens to be the town where I live, because they wanted to criticize you and your closures, and you permitted 2,500 people to gather in Newark. How do you rectify that? He said, oh, well, the gathering in Newark was about human freedom, and the gathering in northwest New Jersey was about opening nail salons. So one is protected and one isn't. He can't make that determination. The government cannot make a value judgment of the value of speech and protect that which it believes is valuable and leave unprotected that which it believes is not valuable. That's one of the reasons that we have a First Amendment. So he totally and utterly doesn't understand or misunderstands the Bill of Rights.
And please, in closing, again, I can't mandate anything. I can only help influence. And please, in closing, again, I can't mandate anything. I can only help influence. And please, in closing, again, I can't mandate anything. I can only help influence.